Ryan Little.
What's going on, family? Welcome back to another video. We are starting it off here at Iron Energy Gym. We're going through a bunch of renovations, so I'm really excited to see the final product. They got the red turf going, you know, it's crazy vibe. And today I want to go over on how to build a pro level physique, take you through the execution of exercises, why we choose certain exercises, and how to properly perform them. Because I can give you guys the best program for free down in the description, but if you can't execute the workout properly, you know, you're kind of leaving gains on the table, progress on the table. So make sure you guys subscribe before we get into it, and let's roll into the first exercise of today's workout. So we're starting off with the incline dumbbell press today because I am focusing on prioritizing my upper chest. Now when you're starting off with this movement, you want to start off with a 45-degree incline. It should have the highest EMG activation in the upper chest, although some people may feel it better if it's a little bit lower or a little bit higher. The thing is, we want to make sure it's not too high, so we focus more on our shoulders, and we don't want to make sure it's too low where we're just getting more overall chest versus upper chest. So start off with a 45-degree incline. Make sure that you're focusing on actually activating your chest where your elbow comes out and in. So if you're in too close, you're gonna be using a lot of tricep. And if your elbows are in too tight, you're gonna be using too much shoulder. So what I like to do is focus on a 45-degree flare with the elbows and also a 45-degree incline on the bench, and you guys should be set to go. So it's important to actually activate the correct muscle group and not just move the weight up and down for the sake of getting heavier weight. So next exercise we're moving into is one of my favorite exercises. It's a cable fly. One of the reasons why it's one of my favorites is because I actually feel this one in my chest. So when I first started working out, I'll smash a bench, dumbbells, you know, the machines, but it's hard for me to actually feel my chest. But one thing that always has helped me was the cable fly. Now there's different ways to execute this depending on your goals, depending on how you want to physically build your physique. So backtracking a little bit, you know, since I'm competing in the men's physique class, I need to look at the judging criteria of what it is to be able to be a great men's physique competitor. So to do that, we can better control the angles of the machine fly. Now, you know, if you come low high like this, you know, that emulates an incline press, an incline movement. So that's gonna be your upper chest. Now, if you're gonna be going more straight across, that's gonna be more overall chest. And if you're coming down, you guys guessed it, it's more a decline movement. So go into the gym with intention, you know? Don't just hit cable fly because it's the next exercise to hit your chest. Like, why are you performing your chest workout? Are you looking to develop your upper chest, your middle, the lower? You know, what proportions are you trying to build? You know, do I need to more focus on chest than shoulders or more triceps than biceps? Right? So this is where the details really come into play. Instead of just building your physique overall, you're actually shaping it in the way you want it to look. So moving on to dumbbell seated shoulder press. Now there's gonna be a little bit differences here with when you're trying to activate your shoulders. So from a seated to a standing, seated you're gonna be more stable, but you're gonna be more focusing on the front delt. Where when you're standing, there's gonna be higher activation in the front, side, and rear delt. Now, if you perform a Arnold press versus a traditional shoulder press, you're also going to see the same thing. Where look, when you're seated, you're gonna be more stable to move more weight. Of course, you're gonna get more tension that way, but there's gonna be less activation in the side and rear. So ultimately, if you're more focusing on overall shoulder, then you can do a standing Arnold press. So you get the benefits of the Arnold and you get the benefits of the standing. But today, since our progression is a little bit different, where we're trying to focus on increasing my bench press, increasing my incline press, we are doing seated shoulder press. So there's merit to each one, but make sure you are performing the correct one based on your goals and your programming. So we're actually supposed to be doing T-bar row today, but since they're moving the gym around, it's not out. So I opted in for this because it does have a chest support and it also has the same grips. Now, the one I opted in for today was the one where my palms are facing down. I'm a little bit wider, and that's gonna more focus on my upper back, you know, my rear delts, and development that way. Whereas there's another grip on there that's a little bit lower. So the higher grip, you'll see my pull. Line of pull is gonna be up here with my elbows flared out. Be focusing more on the upper back, like I said. But if I hold on to the lower grip, I'm gonna be more focusing on shoulder extension. I'll be focusing more on my lats. So a lot of people jump into a back day and they have like a lat focus or a thickness focus day. Generally, you're gonna get the best overall lat activation when you're doing a row. Make sure you are choosing your back exercises to develop your personal physique. For me, as a men's physique athlete, I need to really work on my lats, get that big V-taper, you know, have a better illusion of a smaller waist. So that's what I'm more focusing on. So I'm moving on to lat pull down to continue to focus on my lats. We're gonna have a lot of activation through a rowing movement, but we're also gonna increase the range of motion because now I get to row from up high above my head, down low. To better execute this movement, you wanna have 1.5 shoulder width grip, okay? So whatever your shoulders are, times that by 1.5, and when you hit that grip, you're gonna get the most activation in lats. The next thing is, it's really important, you lean back 15 degrees, but do not use momentum pulling back using your lower back. You're only gonna be taking away from your lats. You're gonna be inducing more fatigue than you need and losing tension on your lats. Moving on, we're going to the cable row, and on this row, we're actually focusing on keeping the elbows in a little bit more, focusing on that shoulder extension. So the first row we did, our elbows were flared. Now this row we just performed was the elbows a little bit lower, so more lat activation. Also, what I had to do was I got a little booster seat because the line of pull was a little high for me to keep my elbows in. Because I had that booster seat, I could lower my arms, so when I was rowing the movement, it allowed me to keep my elbow nice and low and really target my lats. So moving on to biceps, second last movement of the day, going with heavy easy bar curls. Now I said this in one of my previous videos, but I get a lot of wrist tension when I go flat on the barbell. Now everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but if you are experiencing any wrist pain, it's better to opt in to that easy bar curl so you get that angle. That way you can load it up, get more tension over time. Now you can use this as a tool. And then moving on to triceps, we're doing dumbbell skull crushers. Now instead of using the bar like we did on easy bar curls, we are focusing on symmetry. So the benefit of having two separate weights, they can separately focus on each arm to ensure they're even. So depending on what you personally need to work on, just overall size, you'll opt in for the bar. If you're trying to get better symmetry, then you can opt in for the dumbbells. So make sure, like I've been saying, to work out with intent, to prioritize what you personally need to improve for your personal goals. Don't just blindly follow something cookie cutter or general, you know, adjust things, make it your own. Taking my mask off, I'm in my own bubble here. But that said, guys, you know, when you're following certain workout programs and you're jumping back into it, if you guys really want to take it serious, you might as well individualize the training for your goals. If you're going to the gym anyways, just make that slight tweak because it's not always about working harder, it's about working smarter and more efficiently. So these slight tweaks on keeping your ego at the door, choosing the right weight so you can perfectly execute each exercise and go into the workout with a purpose, okay? You have a certain intention to improve your physique, so you need to make those changes to make it happen. So to make sure you guys get something out of this right now, write down your goals. What type of physique do you want to build? Step 2 is to take the actions needed to perfectly hit your ideal physique. So if you want like more of a beach body men's physique look, focus on the V-taper and abs. If you want a more bodybuilding look, more focused on your X frame. So from there, go into your programming and make the needed adjustments to hit your personal goals, because you could be working really hard, but you could be sprinting in the wrong direction. You want to go directly there, remove any friction. You might as well make the journey easier than making it hard for no purpose. So now once you get that dialed in, you're working smart, then you can work hard on top of that, and the sky's the limit. Other than that, guys, coming near to an end of the mini cut, and I'm excited to get back into a gain phase before the prep. So if you guys like the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you are not a part of the team already, and I see you guys logging in without a YouTube account. Make a YouTube account. If you want to support me, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.